For 23 years, Metro Police have been searching for a vicious killer. The victim, a 35-year-old single mom, had no known enemies, but detectives are pretty sure the murderer was someone who knew the victim well.
The investigation is once again on the front burner for a pair of cold case detectives after they were contacted by the daughter of the dead woman. George Knapp is here with the story and a plea for the public's help.
Her name was Rosemary Phoenix. She was a fun-loving casino dealer, mother of a 7-year-old daughter. She left work early one night, but someone was lurking inside her home. Cold case detectives think it was someone she knew and trusted, and they're asking for help in solving this crime.
Those are those. This is when she was a lot younger. She was a big bird lover. She has a lot of bird pictures.
Melody Phoenix was just 7 years old when her mother was murdered, so memories of her mom are hazy, but she reinforces them every time she looks back at family photos. Rosemary Phoenix was an attractive and vivacious 35-year-old single mom. She had a good job working as a dealer at the Mirage, led an active life with plenty of friends, lived in a nice home in the northwest part of town, and even had an amiable relationship with her ex-husband, who helped raise their daughter. For most of her life, Melody knew very little about her mother's death.
Growing up, I really didn't talk too much about it or think too much about it just because there really wasn't much to think about. I didn't know anything. I knew that she had been killed and that we didn't know how or why.
That changed when Melody summoned the courage to confront the mystery. She met with veteran homicide detectives Ken Hefner and Dean O'Kelly, who recently came out of retirement to work nothing but cold case murders.
I told him that, show me pictures, show me everything you got.
Hefner shared some of the photos in the file, but advised Melody to forego the most graphic details.
Upon hearing that, I kind of knew how gruesome it was.
Many of the crime scene photos in the file are too unsettling to show on television. Investigators say Phoenix left work a bit early on the night of May 12th and drove to her home on Broad River Drive. This is the house as it looks today. Rosemary would usually pull into the garage and enter the house from there. But on her last night, the garage door opener had been disabled. When she entered the front door, someone was waiting. The attacker used a blunt instrument to bash her head, then stabbed her multiple times with a kitchen knife.
It was definitely somebody who knew her, somebody she once trusted, somebody who knew her routine and habits. It was personal.
Why do you say that?
The degree of force and violence used in killing her. As an afterthought, I think they moved a few things in the house to make it look like a stage, well, like a burglary. There was no forced entry into the house. So it definitely, to us, appears it was somebody that she trusted, that knew her, maybe even had keys to the place.
The body was found a few hours later by Larry Bryan, Rosemary's boyfriend at the time. He arrived around 3 a.m., found the body behind the front door, and drove to a payphone to call police. Weeks after the murder, this flyer was posted at the Mirage and was sent to local media, which generated a new round of news stories.
Las Vegas man is asking the public to help solve the murder of his girlfriend.
The same person who made the flyer also created a video of Rosemary's life, interspersed with news clips about her murder. Larry Bryan, the boyfriend, later admitted that he made both, in part to keep pressure on police to solve the crime. The detectives say they have DNA evidence from the scene, but it isn't a match for Bryan or for Rosemary's ex-husband or anyone else. The detectives say they're hoping that by now the killer has talked to someone.
We're hoping, maybe somebody has gotten this off their chest to somebody else, talked when they shouldn't have.
I would love to have a theory. I would love to be able to put the puzzle pieces together enough to where it makes sense. It wasn't a robbery, it wasn't sexual in nature, it doesn't make sense.
Melody now has a daughter of her own and hopes she will have answers by the time her daughter gets old enough to ask about it. Have you thought about what you'd tell her?
I don't know. It would be great if it could be solved by that point, to be able to say, hey, this happened, and here's why.
There was something else odd about the crime scene. Rosemary's car was parked about 50 yards away from her house, and the door wasn't closed all the way. It's possible the killer moved it out of the driveway and parked it there. I spoke to the ex-husband and the boyfriend, Larry Bryan, and both agreed to be interviewed in the future, so we'll come back to this case. In the meantime, anyone with information of any kind can contact the I-Team or Metro Homicide. We have links and a phone number on our website, along with information about other cold cases we've covered. Tomorrow at 11, a convenience store murder of a woman and her unborn child. That's a good case, too.
It's wonderful that those two gentlemen have come out of retirement to work on this.
Best part is they don't have other cases. They can
Just
pick and
that.
choose, and they can concentrate on them. So
That's great.
they're pretty tough. Pretty tough guys.
Thanks, George.